Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Salinas Estevez. Today I'm going to talk about how I cry on cue. People really find it impressive that, actors can cry on cue, and it's like, oh my God, how do you do that? Like, do you make tears? Do you put teardrops on or whatever? And in my experiences, I know when I've done it on set, people are like, oh my God, how's that done? Now, since I have been training for almost a decade now, whenever it comes to me to do a high emotional scene, it kind of just clicks in. I always depend on the writing for that. If the writing is so good, it is clear enough in the scene for me to go ahead and get there. Whatever it is that I do, when I approach a scene, I learn it, I understand it, and when I understand those circumstances become the reality, and it just happens on its own. If the writing is not so well, if it's maybe missing some things, if it's not so clear, if I don't really understand it, if I'm having trouble grasping onto it or connecting to it, then I would have to kind of bring in my own writing in my head to make myself get there. A way that I would do that is through writing. For me, writing is the main tool that I would use in any role to get me in the headspace. I used this technique in my last audition that called for a high emotional scene. Minutes before taping, I was just writing on my phone, writing those thoughts and clarifying those circumstances, writing those thoughts that my character was experiencing, what it is that she's going through, describing things, and just getting really clear and descriptive. Making those circumstances come alive really brought out the emotion, because then when you're in that headspace, your body feels it and it feels real. Another good method is to work on your breathing first. Maybe she's painting. Just start panting, and then you're going to feel it already. It's actually a good Meisner technique where he believed that whatever you do physically would come in internally. It's acting from the outside in. This is also why it does not happen, because people focus on like, okay, my tear's coming now. All right. And it's not there anymore. What is going on? I lost it. Oh man, now I look fake. Now I look phony and I'm acting terribly. If you have those kind of thoughts in your head, you're completely out of the scene, and it's not going to feel real, and it's not going to look real, and it's just fake. So the idea is, if you believe those circumstances, you will truly feel it. Now, in other cases, like I said before, say if the writing is just not clear enough, or if it's not there, if you're not connecting, if you're just kind of having trouble getting into it, a great method for me is to use these little tools, writing it, researching and understanding it, because there's probably something that you're not getting. Maybe there's something you have to add in. For example, this is why my character's feeling this way. This is why I'm like this. This is what happened right before. This is what's going to happen after. I want this, or whatever. Kind of like that script analysis thing. Maybe you're adding some things into the writing. You could also work from the outside in with the breathing. That'll really get you there. The voice has a lot to do with emotion. Like, start maybe fluctuating your voice a little bit, like how you would do right before you would cry. That could also, your body would take that as like, oh my gosh, she's feeling sad, and then you're going to start feeling sad. And this does not only apply on how to cry, but this applies to anything, even to laugh. Like, you would think, like, laughing, don't you just like, not really. You would sincerely want to laugh. You want to feel that funny, and you have to find the humor in it. Or maybe it's to be serious. Whatever emotion it calls for, those are the specific methods that I would use. Understand how the body responds to certain senses. Maybe you're lucky and you got like a perfect script, like, Emmy Award winning writer. You got their script and everything just makes sense, and immediately you understand it, you connect to it, it's perfect. And the second you get in, you already got it, but you're not after the tears, you're after the truth. For you to look and feel authentic, you have to believe those circumstances. This is the beginning of understanding the work of an actor.